star 333 hash, star 447 star 333 hash. That's how you pay. Are you ready to unlock the untapped potential of Ghana's vibrant regions? The Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, in partnership with the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA, the Ghana Free Zones Authority, and the 24-Hour Secretariat proudly present to you the Volta and Oti Regional Investment Roadshows from October 27 to 31st, 2025, under the theme Driving Local Investment, Unlocking Regional Potential. And this will connect local businesses with investors to fuel growth and prosperity. Join the exciting exhibitions and high-level forums on investment opportunities, including the 24-hour economy. Catch the train in the Volta region on Tuesday, October 28th at the University of Health and Allied Sciences in Hull. Then in Oti region on Thursday, October 30th at the Bosacho Hotel. Special guests include the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Deborah, and the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Honorable Elizabeth Ofusue-Jare, alongside regional ministers, MPs, and traditional rulers. Don't miss this golden opportunity to explore investment and expand your business in Ghana. For sponsorship and registration, you can contact Zinabo on 0244 670301, 0244 670301, or Yolanda at 020 3801687, Yolanda on 020 3801687. Remember, Ghana is open for business. This is the headline segment. Welcome. Let's see what the front pages of the newspapers are looking like this Tuesday morning. The Ghanaian Times: food prices swing in Accra markets. Survey shows complex picture of scarcity, abundance, shifting consumer preferences. Mrs. Baumia urges African youth to lead climate action agenda. Vice President warns authorities against abuse of female students. ICU calls for end to precarious work substandard employment conditions. And Chairman Wontimi to appear in court over alleged illegal mining. These stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Times for today. The Daily Graphic: three bodies petition president against further utility tariff increases. 12 in Twitter rail line Galamsey snapped. Senate Bank Ghana marks 20th anniversary with Thanksgiving service. And stop glorifying corrupt wealth. Togbe Afede leads moral revival. There's a special supplement on the 36th CIMG Awards as the Daily Graphic continues to celebrate its 75th anniversary. So this is the paper's front page for today. The Daily Guide: Wontimi granted bail, 1 million Ghana cedis faces court today. Empower youth in climate change. Samira Baumia speaking there. Jackpot complaint: sour grapes damage storm CID with 100 lawyers. NPP rejects PURC invitation on tariff hike. And is caged for murder. These stories in today's Daily Guide newspaper. The Chronicle: is Ghana's parliament broke? Speaker postpones commencement of third meeting of the first session indefinitely. Right Honourable Speaker pictured with that story. Jakpe's allegation against me is baseless. Godfrey Adami speaking. CPS appoint Edu Sarkodie as executive director. What does the National Lotto Act 2006 say? Details in today's Chronicle newspaper, if you grab a copy. The National Voice: fading investor interest drives 1.13 billion Ghana cedi shortfall in T-bill auction. Jakpe's complaint is baseless and malicious. Godfrey Dami to CID. Minority slams Mohammed's Galamsey Forum as propaganda. Will win together. Baumia to NPP delegates. The National Voice has those stories for you today. Well, that's all the front pages of the papers we'll be bringing you today. Let's get to Multi-T. She'll introduce our guests. We'll see what their thoughts are on the big stories of the day. TT, over to you.
Thank you, Thelma, for those big stories. And my guests are seated at the table to discuss these big issues. You'll see Thelma a bit later for unlocking your potential, the Ejumera and all that it's about on the show. But this morning, the guest of the headline segment, as we do on Tuesdays, is Mr. John Kuuku Dsane, who is a forensic psychiatry specialist. Mr. Dsane, good morning. Welcome back to the table.
Good morning. Nice studio today. I love it.
Thank you, sir.
breast
I know
cancer.
you have something to say about that. Professor Daniel Bruce is a clinical psychologist. Prof, good morning. Welcome
Good
back
morning.
to the table.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm well, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Dsane,
Yes.
breast cancer. It's Think October.
I think having been in the health profession for over 40 years, it would be appropriate to make a comment on breast cancer and its devastating effect on women, mostly women and men. But it's not only breasts. It's to do with all the cancers that afflict human beings, and that diseases have migrated from communicable diseases to non-communicable diseases. I think we need to get that understand that the diseases have changed. It has to do essentially to do with ways of living, the food we eat, inactivity, obesity, and all that. So the focus, I would have thought, in the medical field should swing more, and the nurses, doctors, all healthcare professionals should see this as a worrying trend. It has been very worrying for a long time, but we need to talk more about it. You know, smoking was something like a fashion years ago. The healthcare services have been able to get rid of it, almost all of it. And I think they have done a marvelous job on that. The same thing we have to do about non-communicable diseases. I saw a program only a couple of days ago about Abri Girls Secondary School, them mapping out the healthcare, taking data on all the students. It is something that has to be done in all the SHS schools. It gives you data of what is going to happen in the next 10 years to the public and how we can manage and treat it. So you have advanced knowledge. It's preventative medicine, you practice preventative medicine. And so this point of having to extend what we call medical data, collecting data, it's crucial. We need to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Prof, if you have a word for Bruce on...
Oh, yeah, I think
cancer.
now technology is advanced. And if there is anything we can do by way of helping our mothers to detect possible symptoms of this breast cancer very early enough, apart from always maybe resting your breast to know if there are some bumps inside, if there could be other symptoms that they can be taught that you can suspect the possibility of developing breast cancer, and that you seek for early medical treatment, it will be better. Because we lost somebody very important about a month ago. She was afraid for surgery to be done on one of the breasts, which was hosting the cancer. She said she came with 2 breasts, and she wants to go back to God with the 2 breasts. If the breast has been taken, maybe she could have lived longer. But psychologically, people think that no, I am not whole if part of my body is taken away. So based upon that, it is the breast that has kept many of us alive today. You know, the strictly breastfeeding. If our mother's breasts are not healthy, whatever disease they carry can be transferred to their children. So our mothers, we have to take very good care of them and help them to really overcome this kind of disease.
It's important that you have a one-stop shop for these illnesses, so to speak. I think in Germany, you have about 500 beds that accommodates people with non-communicable diseases. So it's the one-stop shop. Within that environment, everything can be done there. And I think I saw in the manifesto for the NDC that the Bahama Care is looking at this non-communicable disease.
Yes,
I think it's important that they focus on it well, because that's where the healthcare system is as of now. And that diabetes, dialysis, kidney disease, and all that cannot be managed around one environment. The hospital that he wants to build, I think it's for pediatrics. Pediatrics should be shifted a little bit more onto non-communicable disease. That's where the game is at the moment.
Okay, absolutely.
The simplest way of explaining cancer is like having an orange, which is getting spoiled, yeah? When you stick your hand into it, your hand goes straight into the orange. Now, if you leave that hole, all the orange will get bad. That's how cancer is. The small hole there needs to be scooped out and taken out so that it doesn't destroy the whole entire system.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. And I'm sure that the awareness, as we keep creating it this entire month,
Right.
will go down well with people. I want us to dive right into the issues, and we're looking at Uwuntimi's issue and the granting of bail, that he's been granted 1 million Ghana cedis bail over illegal mining to face new charges on Tuesday. As well, be speaking to his legal representative, his lawyer, but we know that after the ongoing investigation into the illegal mining activities of Chairman Uwuntimi, he's been granted that 1 million Ghana cedi bail with 2 sureties, and he has since fulfilled it. Now, he's reported to the Criminal Investigative Department, CID, of the Ghana Police Service yesterday, Monday, October 6th, following the invitation linked to the alleged illegal mining case. His appearance came after the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, issued the ultimatum last Friday, warning that Uwuntimi will be arrested if he failed to report to the police. And his lawyer spoke to the media yesterday and said that he's cautioning against any move to revoke Uwuntimi's existing police inquiry bail, saying that such an action would be vigorously resisted. We know that the MPP have lamented on what they say is ill treatment towards Chairman Uwuntimi when he was arrested and taken to Yoko until he was given that bail conditions and satisfying the bail conditions back and forth. And so that's what happened yesterday when he was invited. We want to speak to the lawyer, Andy Appiah Kubi, who will join us on the phone pretty shortly. Let me take your thoughts, Mr. Dsane, on this.
Right. I mean, nobody is above the law. And if it means that Yoko has invited him, so let it be. I mean, they are not going to kill him or anything like that. It's to do with the law. And having to run around everybody when you are caught Yoko and demonstrate and all that, I don't see what that means. It doesn't mean that the democracy we have is running properly. If I'm invited to the CID,
Right.
I'll have to go there. You understand? For whatever it takes. Whether bail or whatever, my lawyers will deal with that.
Okay.
But for the whole public to run after somebody, I don't see that. It doesn't make any difference. I don't think it makes any difference in law.
Okay. Well, the lawyer makes the point that if they try to change the bail conditions, I do not know if that's what they are picking up as the reason for him being invited again after fulfilling the bail conditions. They are not going to take that lightly.
Well, I don't know what the bail conditions are, but if is it 1 million?
1 million Ghana cedis with 2
You say, what do we
sureties.
can afford 5 billion in no time? There's no problem with the money at all. I mean, this is a man who sat on TV and showed us all the gold that he has. I saw somewhere too that he says his cars have been seized or something like that. If there's an assumption that, look, your money that you got was ill-gotten through galamsey or whatever, they will seize it. When it is proven that you did it, they will give it back to you. So whether the cars have been taken or there's no problem. I'm sure it's been kept in a very safe place. At the right time, if they have to give it back to you, they'll give it back to you. That's not a problem at all. You shouldn't worry about that at all.
Okay. Prof. Bruce.
Yeah. Simply, I want to suggest that political parties are not formed to defend members of that political party, especially when you do wrong.
Right.
The way NDC and
Or
NPP
assumed wrong.
or assumed wrong. You see the point now?
Right.
If a political party member is accused or is alleged of doing some wrong to the state, and he's invited by the police, then it becomes news. You see party member running to the police station or the CID headquarters in support of just that person. What signal are we sending? Party members are more important than Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians. I think political party members must be very careful. You see, you cannot call on people, it's because of me that they are treated, so arise and support. No, why? When you are going to do the wrong thing, did you call people to come and support you? So, if you're a political party member and you use your position to do something wrong against the state and it's found out, when you're invited, don't be shouting, and people must leave their work before their political members to follow you to the police station to do what? To do what? So they must face it alone. So please, the law is the law.
Maybe
And it
because
does not obey the face of anyone. Whether you belong to a party member or you are a son of a king or a queen. No. When you do wrong, you do wrong. I don't think false allegation is being leveled against Mr. Untumi, and therefore he's being maltreated. If it is true that what you have done and found out is wrong, well, submit yourself to the law and do the needful, and that's all.
The law is quite an interesting thing, you know. There are people who are in jail for not their fault. Circumstantial evidences alone can get you into trouble. So we all live in this world hoping that unfortunate incidents do not happen to us, but one is minded of doing the right things. You know, sitting on TV and boasting around does not augur well with a lot of people. Even we talking here sometimes creates a lot of fiction. I went to a place not long ago and someone was telling me, hey, you think you know everything in this world? I said, if it's either you know it, no, it's either you know it or you don't know it. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody says, so you think you are knowledgeable? If I'm knowledgeable, I'm knowledgeable. If I'm daft, I'm daft. There are two things. You understand? So when people talk like that, you know that the guy is a loser. Immediately, he's a loser. He needs to read a lot. He needs to get intelligent like yourself and debate and argue with you. And let's see who wins the debate. That's the way it goes. You understand? But to say, hey, you don't think you are clever. What is that? Who taught him that? Oh, damn.
Absolutely. And we'll try to connect with his legal representatives and see if we can understand what is going into the merits of the case as it proceeds in court. And as you said, the supporters were there vigorously.
Maybe they benefited from him. So, if you find that those who support people who are in trouble are the people who benefited seriously from him. If they didn't benefit, why should they go there? Except the lawyer who has a job to do. But most of them you find out have a script to benefit from the man.
Okay, there's this worrying incident also that let me bring to your attention. Railways and the siege, where Galamsey, as we know, has plagued us, and now they're going under the train tracks, pillaging materials from the train railways and the tracks. The acting Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Railway Development Authority, Dr. Frederick Apple, revealed the persistent efforts to stop illegal mining activities along the country's railway lines. They have yielded little success, and these gory footages, pictures of how the miners are under the tracks now digging and then removing the metals as well, went viral, destroying it by illegal miners in the Takwa area. He explained that the situation has become increasingly difficult because some of the miners operate with weapons. And he said that he's personally been there and the guys are heavily armed along the corridor. So when we went there, we managed to approach some of them, but they ran away. He disclosed that each time the illegal miners are evicted from the site, they return under the cover of darkness to continue their activities. And this issue here, he said, people can operate at any time. So for example, if you go in the daytime, they'll wait for you to leave. Then at night, they come back. So this issue of Galamsey, we have seen the president meeting the CSOs and the call to action for a state of emergency, targeted state of emergency, forest reserves and water bodies declared, national security zones, and all of that. But nothing is happening. Ghana Water Company is talking about the shutdown of different water plants across the country. Mr. Dsane.
It has become cancerous, so to speak. We have a huge problem in front of us, and it's not going to be magical to solve this problem. It might not even take 4 years of the president's time in office. It might take more than perhaps 10 years because it goes on and off and on and off. What I think is happening is that the president shares, very private information with the national security, the couple. And he probably will be advising that, look, let's take a step-by-step approach because a sudden, will create huge problems. My concern has been to do with the military being part of this process. And we know of renegade soldiers who might decide to do the other things that might not make the country comfortable. So when people keep shouting, the president, the president, the president, and the president says, okay, bring out the military guys and let them go and solve these problems. Look, we have issues in Boko, we have issues in all parts of the country. It's become viral. And so what in fact you are saying is that the country becomes militarized. Well, who caused that?
And well, some people are saying that even the declaring it as national security zones and having military
Yes.
in targeted spaces comes under the umbrella of a state of emergency.
Right. The point I'm making is the more military interventions you have to be very, very tricky. You have to be very, very smart in how you always have people within the military who wants to do something else. Even headship, family heads. There are members of the family who wants to get rid of him all the time. Kwame Nkrumah left this country to go and solve a problem somewhere in China or wherever. And there was a coup after him. So managing the security agencies, especially the military, is a very, very, it's a dicey subject. And that is where my concern is. I think in Mali, not long ago, the soldiers who were supposed to be manning the palace turned things upside down and got rid of the president. Now, when you come to monetary affairs, you might need so much money to solve this problem. Is there any dedicated funding for it? We haven't heard of any budget for it. Now, the president will have to say, look, the road sector, take so much out of it. Health, take so much of it.
And push it into security.
That's right. So that means that his manifesto promises will all go upside down. So what do you do next? I say that if the gold board is getting a lot of money out of the gold, we should, the government will say, take some of the money from there and use it in the reclamation and Ghana water and all these problems. The money will have to come from gold board.
Yeah.
That is where I think we have to look at. If we do that, we'll probably be getting some sanity now. But
and the amount of money needed for dechem our water bodies,
we have
the
not
EPA
even quantified it.
$200,000
It might even be more than that.
is what the EPA boss is saying, Professor Kluche. And
For
that's
over a
quite
period of what time?
well, that's not captured. but
Yes, it will say 5-10 years.
The poisoned rivers, and there are a lot.
That is only for the poison rivers. How about the land, the tree planting? A whole lot.
Because
So
now our food stuff is
you
not
might be,
so safe.
yes, you might even go to, then you have to start doing research, scientific research on what is going on. I hear people talking a lot. I haven't heard a lot of research, scientific research on what is happening with the food and how devastating it is. I know it is devastating. Let's get the real research that says that, look,
quantified
10,000 people have been affected.
Okay.
The numbers, you get the numbers. Your data has to show numbers. Just talking is not good enough. I suggest to the people that bring out numbers from the scientific research departments and let's see really what is happening. That is what will shift the government and how people will start
The
operating.
numbers.
Yes, the numbers.
Prof.
Yeah, thank you. See, this galamsey thing is becoming an albatross. Are we failing as a state in fighting the galamsey, knowing very well the devastating effects of this? Why is it taking us so long to dance around this fire? We have seen the effects of this galamsey on River Pra, River Ankubra, and we are talking about destruction of forest reserves that are there to protect the climate and make sure that we receive rainfall in adequate quantity for our agricultural production, plus so many other things. There are some helpless cocoa farmers who have complained that people have taken over their cocoa farms in preference of galamsey.
Yeah.
Nothing is done about it. Wherever you go now, people are trying to get some gold. It does not surprise me that this morning I have to talk about this. Between 1977 and 1998, when we were very young in basic school then, we read a book in which there was a king called King Midas.
The Midas touch.
The touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to become the richest king at that time. So he went to a magician for a power to make him rich. So he put in his request that, what do you want to do? He said, oh, anything I touch must become
And to
gold.
gold.
So okay, go and it shall be well with you. King Midas came home. He was hungry. So they gave him food. The moment he touched the food, it turned into gold. He was thirsty. They gave him a cup of water. The cup and the water in it turned into gold. He went and slept in his bed. The bed turned into gold. Ghanaians, we are King Midas now. We have the gold, we don't have food to eat. We will have the gold, we will not have water to drink. You are
It's
rich
like
now.
That's where we are heading.
We are becoming Kimidas. When the reality comes, we shall see where the power lies. Let us be dancing around all these things.
And the reality is that we're importing more excavators now, even than farm
Yeah.
inputs
So
or
who are in charge of
equipment.
the harbors?
It's almost like
that
it's
receive
open
this?
season.
Yeah, I'm telling you that. You see, these politicians, they're just joking with us. These politicians, they are joking with us. They know the truth. They don't want to help us. They are creating a state of discontent for all of us. That, oh, see, this man cannot solve the problem. When you let me, I'll solve the problem. You let MPP finish their parliamentary candidates and see who emerges. Ghana will become a top issue. Oh, you vote for me, I'll solve the problem. As if NDC is powerless to solve it. This is what they'll be using politics to play with us, just to make their own money. It's a shame. Oh. Very demoralizing.
Yeah.
Why should they be treating us this way? You promise us that when you come, you solve the problem, and then you come and you are dancing around. Politicians, they only give big promises only for them to realize, oh, sure, if I had known. We ask, how much will it cost us to run this double track system? The costing. We have never done. Look at the mess that we have caused. Oh, we are coming to solve the down. Our own dear president, Mahama, is saying that they need to make more money available to face this. Why? What are they doing with us?
So with all the declaration of these forest reserves and water bodies of national security zone, Prof, you do see at least the pace being quick to resolve this crisis? Because every day we receive these stories. Ghana Water Company Limited, 3 rivers polluted. We cannot, clean water anymore. We have to add more chemicals. We need to dechemicalize. Now, Takwa and Suem under train tracks, they are just digging everywhere.
Yeah. So are we helpless? Can't we solve them? The people are crying that government, this is what is happening to us. Help us to solve this. And we said, no. You wait. What are you waiting for? The people who say, come and help us. They say, oh, you wait. We shall help you. Meanwhile, we are seeing distraction going on every day. Look at what is happening to the rail tracks. The railway. They are destroying everything. No?
Yeah, the rail that hasn't even started
No.
operating.
They are destroying everything. And those people, are they powerful than the state machinery?
Absolutely. That's a question.
Are they more powerful and strong than the state machinery? With all the police, the military, whatever we have, with an intelligence available to the president and everybody.
If you go to AI,
Right,
and you ask AI, how to solve this problem in Ghana, what Galam say? They'll talk about wrecking the grounds and doing some reconnaissance, which literally means using the military. You understand? Now, if this is to happen, then you are saying that the job has to be done essentially by the military, because the whole thing has gone to a state that...
so it must be more radical than it is.
You have to get down to the game.
That's being very radical includes shooting to kill. The
No,
EPA
no.
boss one time
No.
recommended that we may have to get to that point where we shoot to kill. You fly helicopters, fire the boys on the
When the people are
ground.
destroying railway lines, you
You
treat
don't-
them with kid gloves.
You don't necessarily have to kill. The military is a fearsome character anyway. The sight of him alone is enough to let you, shooting guns into the air as warning shots. It's enough to let people scatter. Ghana, I've been around when there was a coup. I tell you, when they hear that there's a soldier man in town, they will scatter. They will stay in there. They won't come out.
Yeah, I remember the curfew days in the north.
They fear the military, and that is what you have to use to disorganize these people.
It means the military must be there 24/7, because if the GRDA boss is saying that, they go there and immediately they leave,
And then
the
it's
boys
cost,
are back.
and then it's the cost of it.
Yes.
Then it's cost, because
Yes.
anytime you deploy them, there has to be money. A war chest. You have to create a war chest for this. You understand? When you don't have the money, you can't do it, and it's not going to take a day or two. Before people understand that you don't have to do it, it might take about 5-10 years.
Yeah.
You have created jobs for them.
stay away
Have
from
other
these
ways to do
places.
things, and
Their
then
livelihoods.
that will change. But it's not going to be a one-day magical one that your mama says, look, it is not going to happen. Be realistic in your assessment. Problem solving means that you have to be realistic in how you solve your problems. If you overjump it, and there's a methodology in being scientific about this thing. If you jump it, it won't work. You're having pushbacks all the time.
Right.
So go through the methods. Just keep saying, the last government didn't do nothing about this. So you have another 8 years on top of the problem that we had before at the time of Atamils and
I mean, the last
others.
government said they put together all these Operation Vanguard,
What?
all these groups to
Didn't work.
dismantle the Galamsey gangs and groups.
So the last resort is to have a decent military operation that can go and go around, keep going around, and find jobs for those who will be displaced. There's alternative jobs for the boys who will be
Livelihoods.
displaced.
People could ask the question that what kind of alternative livelihood would be as attractive as a Galamseya who, when you go to a Tiwa and the mining places and you mentioned how is cost of living. They say cost of living is on the high here, and they say, oh no, I mean it's normal because the Galamsey miner can just pay for
Gold rush. Gold
Yeah.
rush. It's not only in Ghana that it's happening. It's happening in Canada. It's happening in the US. The reason why the British, a lot of them moved from Britain to the United States, somewhere in the 17th, 16th century, was for the gold rush. Somewhere in the area of Texas. And people, when they smell gold, since ancient times, will gravitate towards that area. And that's why you have the Chinese and all characters from other parts of the world.
There's nothing
coming in
else
there.
that can make us more money than gold, it appears. That's why there's the gold rush right now.
Oh, I think if we are, you know, complicated enough and we can do things differently, we can make so much
There are
money.
other minerals as
look at
well.
cashew, look at palm oil, look at this other
Rubber.
cocoa. You know, finish it up. Let's do some more refining of the products that we have. And somebody tells me that, oh, there's hunger in Ghana. I say, the number of food that we have in the bush that doesn't come to Agbobushi is unbelievable.
Yes.
Storage facilities, zero. So the supply chain needs to be smartened up. And then we don't complain. Ghana is such a paradise that sometimes we wonder how we are unable to use what God has given us as free land, free green, free water, and we mess it up. We need to wake up.
We need to wake
The
up.
laissez-faire attitude must change. Attitude like, oh, yeah, efe noko,
Give it to
nyami
God.
waha, let's go to church. It is not like that. It doesn't work. It has never worked. Wake up. Let's get out of that. In fact, the British too suffered from that many years
Yes,
ago.
you're
But they had to
right.
wake up of it and get results for what they have to do. Yes.
Absolutely. Prof, what do you make of also the managing director of Ghana Water, as I mentioned, Adam Mutawakilu, raising the serious concerns about the deteriorating state of the water bodies in 3 regions? The rivers there, the eastern, western, and central are in danger. We know the Kwanyako plant was shut down over weeks. And Mr. Mutawakilu explained that while some rivers have shown improvements in the water quality, others continue to suffer from high levels of turbidity caused by the Galamsey operations. He says, take Western, Eastern, and Central. We have significant challenges with some of the rivers. When you look at it, it's mixed. While in some of the river bodies, the turbidity is declining. Others, the turbidity is going up. So it's a mix. And he's saying that data collected between 2014 and 15 paints a similar picture of an even progress in water quality across the various river systems.
Well, he has spoken the truth. Is the reality of the effect of Galamsey. As for Central region, even without the Galamsey, they were facing water problems behind them. Now that the Galamsey has added, it's going to be more severe than it used to be. So once Ghana Water, they have spoken, I think we should listen to them. If they want to increase the water bill now, we will be crying. Meanwhile, the treatment is high. To make that water drinkable, the kind of chemicals they need to buy and all those, to treat it and send it to your home. It's no joke. You see? So this is the havoc we are causing ourselves.
And they are dying.
Self-imposed suffering.
They are dying. Just quite
People are
recently,
dying.
about 7 or 8 of them died
People
in
are
a pit.
dying. People are dying. Every kind of stream or river in Eastern, Central, and Western is polluted. In Ashanti region, it's polluted. I'm telling you, the only fresh river we have in Ghana now is
The
River
black
Volta.
water.
It's River Volta.
And
Let
when
us-
that's even going to
and
the
even
north,
that
you
is
see some of the
suspect.
tributaries
yeah.
being
That's a
polluted.
suspect.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
That is
when they
suspect.
run into it, then it gets that.
The tributaries are being polluted. When you're in the plane and you see it.
You know, this Ghana thing, it started a long time ago. My father was a goldsmith.
Okay,
I saw his in front of his workshop.
right.
The gentleman told me that there's gold there. He said how? He said when he was washing those gold earrings and all that, the water he was throwing away from gold nuggets.
Sediments of the gold.
So he bought the front of my father's shop, scoop it, and brought another sand and fill it. I went to him one day. I said, did you get any? He said, yes, I got gold. You got gold. This is in the Volta region, you know.
Okay.
Angloga. Let's be very careful. Let's be very careful. Unfortunately, he's no more. Otherwise, you have intensified that.
Yeah.
You go to every goldsmith's shop and dig that place. And when people get to know that he's getting it, then that town too
Disaster.
is disaster.
For them.
When he was doing that, nobody was questioning him. Digging hole in front of people's goldsmith shops.
Why
quite
was
worrying
Ghana
situation.
called Gold Coast years ago? The British were taking so much gold out of here, it was able to get them into their bank vaults, huge sums of gold bars. South Africa, Johannesburg, the gold mine there was owned by one man, Mr. Cecil Rhodes. It was owned by only one man. They had to create a war to get them out of it. So gold is such a huge, what we call, they used the money to build one of the best universities in the United Kingdom. The Rhodes, and then they started giving them Rhodes, what we call scholarships. And they refused it. They said, look, my money, and you're using the same money to give me to go to have scholarships. But no. There was a lot of trouble at the time. I think they've been able to sort something out. But it tells you what this gold thing is all about, and the amount of money that it creates, and that's how people gravitate towards it. And to really get rid of these people, at a certain point, you have to be a bit decent about it. You have to find work for them. Government has to come with good intentions. Forget the politics. Okay, so if trouble happens and they will bring the military in, who's going to sort it out? Are you in position to sort it out? Of course you are not. It's the president has privileged information that none of us have. None of us have. And therefore, when he's saying something and he digs his heel in, you must give him that little respect and say, okay, Mr. President, I think we've been moaning and moaning about, I think we'll give you the last word. That's how you speak to a president. You don't say, do it. You don't do it. It's disrespect. Mr. President, the last time we spoke about it, I think you did very well. Unfortunately, our boys are still complaining. But I think we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We hope something will happen very soon. You say, okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kuuku Dsane. You've done very well. You go and still and say, I want this to happen. This is my list. What do you mean by that? You know the power of the president.
Absolutely. Galamsey every day will feature primarily in the news that we make and the news that we broadcast, because it is a dire situation in the country. But there are other security threats as well, and targeted at the police. The police officers who were killed, they vowed to arrest the 8 who shot the police officers in the Sampa tribal gunfight. 8 of them were shot, 2 of them have died. Explosive territorial dispute between 2 rival factions in the Somordua and Sangba Jafla transformed the usually bustling Sampa main market into a temporary war zone this Sunday, October 5th. The violent tribal clash, characterized by intense gunfire and the deliberate burning of commercial properties, left 8 police officers wounded and a service vehicle disabled, forcing the Bono Regional Police Command to deploy heavy reinforcements. The initial distress call by the police reported a fierce exchange of fire and subsequent torching of several stores. And so the rapid response team got to the grounds and all of that. They said that the police team riding in service vehicle GP686 became the direct target of the heavily armed groups as they attempted to intervene. Some of the police officers were wounded, but some died. Quite recently, an immigration officer was also killed, and we know that police officers who are fighting in the Galamsey areas, and it's like it's open season for these armed robbers and the bandits. When they try to foil these operations, they are killed. Mr. Dsane.
Police force. The police force started in the United Kingdom many years ago. It started like a neighborhood watch. And then they dressed them up and then gave them power to look at issues in the community. And they have to be friendly with us. They have to have I don't know the side of psychology that is impounded into them, that when we meet people, you have to know how to deal with them. Look at their body language. What do you say to them? All these things will have to be part of, I'm sure it's part of the script. But, you know, for anybody to touch a policeman in the UK, it's an abomination. Total abomination. Never mind killing him or her. There was a woman who was killed years ago. They still do something for her today. So we must be very careful as to how we deal with them. But they must also have to have this ability to have a way to interact with the public. And I sat in a cab not long ago, and the guy is said to have passed through a red light. He says no. This became a whole... I had to get up and talk a bit and diffuse the tension.
Over in the UK?
No, here.
Here in Ghana, okay.
To diffuse the tension. So, you know, I told the driver, if you pass through the red light, you are at fault. The policeman is right. Don't keep on and on and on and shouting. And I'm saying that the education of some of our people is in that streets, especially those from the rural areas, that read and write and arithmetic is not part of their script. And that doesn't add to the intelligent quotients of people. So things that they are supposed to be negotiating in a sensible way, it becomes a rout. It becomes an aggressive behavior. It becomes verbal exchange. Oh, man, my person, who have it too much, all this nonsense. So we need to, even those who have passed SHS, adult education is very, very important. Because when you move in Accra, you see a whole lot of issues going on, and you ask, this one, the NLA, in Accra, is to do with training, a certain training that people need to have to be able to be, you know, you see people, how you behave, behavior change. You need to have a certain behavior. Everybody shouting, making noise, yeah. Look at the motorcycles in town. Mayhem, total mayhem. And the government has to find ways at least to stop motorcycles coming to the country. That has to stop, so that we regulate what is here. Because every time I go around, there's one on the streets with somebody lying on the streets in an accident. Yeah. What is this? Total chaos. We like people to come to this country and be friendly with them. We don't like them to come and disturb us. People come from other countries and disturb us. In as much as we want to live nicely with them, they shouldn't disturb the host country. Okay. And they disrespect us. Unacceptable.
Absolutely. Prof?
Yeah.
It's masked gunmen, and people have raised the concerns about how people now just walk about in town wearing masks. As Mr. Dsane has said, riding motorbikes, wearing masks.
You see, Ghana is like, we have become too friendly a nation. We are not applying our rules and regulations strictly.
Free for all. Free for all.
As you said. You say when you are riding a motorbike, wear helmets. But how many of the motor riders will wear helmets? They will ride the motorbike past a policeman, he will not say anything. So they have realized that, oh, after all, no, the law is not working. Gradually, we are creating that kind of attitude. Do not respect this law. We are saying Okada. Gradually, it's becoming an eyesore. Where they call their station,
when they
use
it in campaigns and things, you know, as
the point now.
An alternative livelihood for young
They don't
people.
respect. We are working. They even want to knock you down and move away. It's all because of indiscipline. Why do they mask their face? They know very well that what they are doing is wrong. You see, in every abnormal situation that we study in psychology, they will give you the percentage of people suffering from that abnormality and the possible causes. Those people who are wearing the face mask, we know the reason why they are there. So I think the state will have to rise up and say, how do we redesign the system such that even though society cannot be free from such personalities, their population will not overwhelm us to the point of even shooting police and killing them. Just because I'm living a philosophy of zero sum. Because you have more, I have less. That is what is pushing people into all these things. So it calls for a total restructuring of the Ghanaian society. Let everybody become somebody. You see the point now. Our educational system must be such that it's not only examination based. skills acquisition, something that will make you to acquire something so that those skills can be employed by somebody and you'll be paid for using your skills to render a service. But everything is exam. Those who are not examination oriented, they will leave the classroom. But once they are growing and they have stomach, they will be hungry and they have to feed themselves. How do I feed them myself? Because I don't have anything, I have to go and pick something that belongs to somebody.
Okay.
The noise levels, you know, when you talk about pollution, about smoke, about noise, the noise levels from some of these motorcycles is unbelievable. And I think some of them have dented their silencers in a way that it should make more noise. It's bad for
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
And as much as smoke is bad for us, noise is also bad for us. When the British lived here, somewhere around Ringway and airport area, they condoned these areas off. They don't allow black people to come there purely because of noise. People make too much noise in the system, and it's not good for us. It's not healthy.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. I'm sure that the police on this would update the masses. Yesterday, my guests were talking about how there should be, consistent updating of the general public so that we follow when they are apprehended and what charges they are giving and, the punishments meted out to them. But I want us to touch briefly on Parliament not resuming as it was supposed to, but being postponed indefinitely. And the Speaker has been saying that he has postponed the third meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. In a statement dated October 6th, Speaker Alban Simana Kingsford Bagbin said the commencement of the meeting has been deferred due to circumstances beyond his control. Pursuant to the notice to summon Parliament dated September 29, 2025, I, Alban Simana Kingsford Bagbin, Speaker of Parliament, hereby give notice that the commencement of the third meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic is deferred until further notice due to circumstances beyond my control, the statement read. And so Parliament went on recess on Friday, August 1, 2025, at the conclusion of the second meeting of the year. And the third meeting was expected to consider pending bills and reports and other matters of national interest as members of Parliament return from the recess, but it has been postponed indefinitely. Prof. Bruce, what's your take on this? Worrying that the
Anyway,
bills...
The only thing is that we should know the reason. There is nothing secret anymore.
Okay.
Let's know the reason so that our anxiety will not be so high.
Right.
People are already maybe saying things, either Parliament is broke or not. It's because they lack information as to the reason why it is postponed indefinitely. They are working on about, the budget will be presented in November also. So the more they delay, the more the budget of Ghana will be delayed and other things will follow. So please, as much as possible, I don't think that circumstance can stay there for a long time. Yeah, let us know the reason.
Like you said, Mr. Alabagwe didn't tell us the reason why.
No.
So, and so my brother here has said maybe it's money matters. So I don't know. That's what he says. Let's assume for
He's saying people are speculating that it's money
let's assume
matters.
for a moment that they think it's money matters.
Okay.
And so Mr. Bagman says, I'm suspending this place indefinitely. The word indefinitely is the key word here.
Yes.
It will push the people who have the money to bring their money out.
Because they need to sit.
Mr. Bagman has a psychology that is very interesting. Yeah, so let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens with that.
But let me give you an example of how a policeman would treat a driver in the UK and a policeman in Ghana. So you are driving. He's driving behind you. He notices immediately that you don't have a driving license because your driving is very unsteady.
Okay.
He goes by you, beep, stops you.
Stop.
Hello, I find your driving very uncomfortable. Can I have your driving license? Very simple response. If you don't have it immediately, you hold it up.
That is it.
And he will take the car from you, and you will go into the passenger seat, and he will drive you to the police station. Because you are a danger to the traffic. Ghana here, hey, stop wa!
Back you up.
Back you up! We are kwasiaba, we are fast. You know? The language alone has started to be aggressive. The man inside the car to start saying, I have to defend myself.
Defensive.
Because if I don't defend myself, I'll be taken for a ride. And it goes on and on and on and on. So the approach has to be refined. We need to
the training.
yes,
Because you've brought the police matter, I want you to, touch briefly just before we go, clarion call on a Ghanaian student who schooled in the USA and was killed by a police vehicle that was said to have been chasing a suspect. Hassan Ibrahim came out from the mosque, went for the early dawn prayers at 5 a.m. Fajr, and when he came onto the streets, the speeding police vehicle just crashed him, yes, and then he died on the spot. His wife, who just joined him and is pregnant, is stranded in the USA, and they have 2 other children who are back home in Ghana, and that's Hassan Ibrahim. And so there's been the call for a GoFundMe to help donate and support the woman and the children, but also to reach the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the consulate. And so if you can...
Oh, immediately they'll do that. The police force will do the right thing in the U.S.
You believe that the police force...
they'll do the right thing, yes. I mean, the police force there is constantly being scrutinized like we are scrutinizing. So the pushing to them allows them to do the right things. If they don't, they'll be trouble. And they'll have lawyers. Lawyers will come out and help him and do the rightful things for this person. But it's unfortunate. He has our sympathies. I don't think it was something that it's an unfortunate incident, and we'll pray for him. We'll pray for the guy that is also gone.
Absolutely. Prof?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate. I'm sure the police, they will do the needful by at least getting psychologists to work on the wife and the children, and appropriate compensation will be paid to them. Running away from that, I think we need to caution all drivers. Just as it happened to this gentleman, this is a police vehicle, but there are other private vehicles. People have gone on dawn jogging and they were just knocked down and they ran away from them. And so I think the caution must go to everybody. When you're on the road and you see somebody either walking or jogging, please take your time and pass the person by. Don't knock the person down and end his life like that.
Okay.
Such accidents are about to
I was
happen.
saying at the beginning that sometimes you don't invite trouble. You'll be sitting or somewhere. I saw a few years ago, I heard people went to a funeral. They were sitting by the roadside, and there was this bus that ran into the funeral accidentally. Did they think they were going to die sitting at the funeral? No, they didn't. So we all need to be a bit careful. You always watch around you and see what the danger is. It could just the environment that you are in.
Right.
And that makes us a bit safe. It increases our lifespan a little bit more if we are able to look after ourselves better.
All right. Just before you go again, I want you to touch briefly a comment on the Kuuku Dsane reporting to the CID over Jakpa's petition alleging fabrication of evidence. We know about the ambulance saga, and the former Attorney General, Minister for Justice Godfred Dsane yesterday reported to the CID of the Ghana Police Service following that official invitation linked to the petition filed against him by Richard Jakpa, a Director of Special Operations at the National Security Secretariat. Mr. Jakpa petitioned the CID calling for an investigation into allegations that Mr. Dsane fabricated evidence during his tenure as Attorney General in the high-profile ambulance procurement case, which involved the Finance Minister, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forcing. And so the petition, was handed, and he was invited to the CID yesterday.
Embarrassment is what I don't like. When this case was going on, and we had WhatsApp messages, trying to
audio.
I thought that was the saddest thing that can ever happen. Without the Attorney General at the time resigning. President Nixon did something similar in the US when he was the president. He had a table like this, the oval table. He had a tape underneath it, and constantly recorded people that came to visit him. He then sends people to go to his opponent's office in Watergate to go and bring out medical files that suggest that the man had mental health issues. When the guys were busted, they didn't mention his name. They kept asking President Nixon, "Are you in this?" He says no. Somebody said, "The president has a tape." When they found out the tape, he was the guy who instructed the people to go and cause the alarm. It is what is called a smoking gun. This tape is the smoking gun. Just you talking or we hearing you do something. Is it? There's no argument about it. I will own up and say, look, I'm sorry. This thing happened, and apologize for it.
Because the evidence,
yes, the
that
evidence is
damning.
it's just damning. So That's where the country has got into. People will tell lie and lie through their teeth. They will lie and lie and lie. The Gen Z movement, don't listen to these stories. So you've been to college, you've been to school, you know what is right and what is wrong. Don't listen to people who try to fool you and tell you funny stories. Don't listen to them. It won't help.
I heard on BBC this morning the Gen Z movement in Morocco also demanding
Yes,
for, better
I
governance.
saw that causing so much mayhem up
And
there.
in Kenya as well. From Bruce,
They swing the votes now.
Yeah.
They swing the votes.
What I will simply want to say is that it is better to trip with your feet than with your tongue. You can always get up when you fall. But remember, what you said cannot be unsaid, especially when it is cruel and harmful words. And if it is recorded, that is it. So let's be careful what we say.
Okay. The Attorney General is saying that it's baseless.
Whether it is baseless or not, there's evidence of what you have said. You cannot unsaid it. You see the point now. But this is also teaching us a lesson that no matter who you are, when you are given a position, you must make sure that
yourself.
you protect your
Behave
integrity
yourself.
and exhibit integrity, objectivity, and fairness. You don't use your either political or whatever position to get advantage over somebody else. Later on, when the tide changes, it will affect you.
Are they better than us? They can't be
You
better
see the
than
point
us.
now. So all what is happening now is teaching us a lesson. All these people who are being invited by police, by Yoko, it is teaching us all a lesson. Now. Be very careful. Positions are not positions. One day, the time will change. And so be very careful.
Thank you so much,
Is that it?
gentlemen. That's it.
Let me do something
Go ahead.
for GTA for your station.
Absolutely.
I think I've been seeing Thelma constantly asking people to pay their TV license. Yes, and we will plead with you to pay. We won't beg you. We don't beg. We'll plead with you to pay because it's the right thing that you have to do. You know, every country pays TV license, and you are sitting there watching us now, enjoying it, and you don't want to pay. Why? My master pay, mommy pay, oh, because it is that will give you better quality of services, better programs, better entertainment, better education. And this is a public service station. So please pay. Now there's an office around Reach, I think, where hotels get licenses to operate.
You mentioned that we can get the data of all the hotels and
get a portal.
Okay.
Get an organizational psychologist to come and work here. He will sort half of your problems. There's one here. Speak to him. And he can go there, get the data, create a portal, and ask them to do it. Also ask the Minister for Communication.
Okay.
That
the Honorable Felix Kwachio.
No. For
the Samjata George.
For the work that is done with DSTV, you should tell the Charlie, give us an idea as to how we can collect money for GTV. They'll do it for him.
Yes, DSTV should consult.
Yes,
for how
you should make them the consultants to collect because they show your GTV progress on their portals all the time.
Yes, GTV is on DSTV.
What I would like to ask on behalf of GTV is that the Honourable Member of Parliament for Nigo Prapra, Mr. Sam George, should pick one of the channels of GTV and develop it to the standard of DSTV.
Yes, DSTV.
So that you become a competent competitor. When your prices are lower than DSTV, but you show the same thing,
people will come.
GSTV will force to reduce its price. It's not by negotiating with them. So that is the project I would like to give to Mr. Sam George.
Hopefully, the Honorable Sam George is
Honorable
listening
Sam
and
George.
the information will get to him.
They are your friends now. Tell them to collect money for GTV and pay them for it.
Pay them for it. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Always advocating for GBC and discussing all the big issues that shape national agenda this morning. John Kuuku Dsane, a forensic psychiatrist specialist, Professor Daniel Bruce is clinical psychologist. They've been my guests this Tuesday for all the headlines. I am Alti Tisaida Sadiq. My costume is by No Rush Collection. We're back with another conversation around youth empowerment, unlocking your potential, Ejumera, where hard work or opportunity unite. You don't want to miss that when Thelma comes your way up next.